Why do so many healthcare students study incredibly hard, yet still feel like they're falling behind? It's a frustrating, and honestly, a pretty common experience. You put in the hours, you make the sacrifices, but your grades just don't seem to reflect that effort. If this sounds familiar, I want you to know you're not alone, and it's not because you're not smart enough or not working hard enough. The real issue, the one that quietly holds people back, isn't about the quantity of your study time. It's about the quality. Many students fall into a trap that feels productive, but isn't. I'm talking about rereading your notes over and over, highlighting entire textbook chapters, or just trying to memorize PowerPoint slides. These activities make you feel like you're accomplishing something. You're busy, you're engaged, but this is what researchers call passive learning. It creates a dangerous illusion of mastery. You feel confident because the information looks familiar, but familiarity isn't the same as understanding. This is especially true in research-heavy courses, which are a cornerstone of any healthcare degree. These courses aren't designed to test your memory. They're designed to test your ability to think. They reward critical reasoning, data interpretation, and the skill of applying evidence to solve a problem. So when you spend weeks just memorizing facts, but you skip the part where you practice reading a research paper, interpreting the results, or explaining how that evidence answers a clinical question, you're missing the entire point of the assessment. This gap between perceived effort and actual learning usually becomes painfully obvious during a high-stakes exam, a big project, or even a discussion with a professor. You see a question and you know you've studied the topic, but you can't seem to put the pieces together. It feels confusing, it feels unfair, and it can really knock your confidence. You start thinking, what more can I possibly do? I'm already studying all the time. Another huge factor is our natural tendency to avoid discomfort. Let's be honest, it doesn't feel good to get something wrong. Reviewing your mistakes, reading critical feedback from a professor, or deliberately practicing the topics you find most difficult, it's uncomfortable. It's much easier to stick with what you already know. But avoiding these small discomforts is exactly how small gaps in your knowledge grow into major weaknesses. Over time, these little misunderstandings compound until they start seriously affecting your grades, your confidence, and even your progression in the program. So, if studying longer isn't the answer, what is? The solution is to study differently. It's about shifting from being a passive recipient of information to an active learner. Active study methods are what truly transform your outcomes. It doesn't have to be complicated. Here's a simple but powerful technique to start with. After every single study session, ask yourself one question: can I explain this concept to someone else, right now, without looking at my notes? If the answer is no, you haven't learned it yet. You've only reviewed it. Start practicing this. After you read a research article, don't just highlight it. Close the paper and try to summarize its main findings, its methods, and its conclusions in your own words. Write it down or say it out loud. When you get a question wrong on a practice test, don't just look up the right answer. Force yourself to understand precisely why your original answer was incorrect. What was the flaw in your reasoning? This intentional review of your errors is crucial because it trains the exact thinking skills that your exams are designed to measure. When you start applying these active strategies, something amazing happens. Your anxiety starts to decrease because your progress becomes more predictable. You stop feeling like you're just guessing and hoping for the best. Instead, you start building a solid foundation of real understanding. You're no longer just memorizing, you're reasoning. This is how your hard work finally starts turning into the results you deserve. The hard truth is that most students will continue to use the same passive study methods year after year, hoping for a different outcome. But the students who succeed, the ones who thrive, are the ones who are willing to adjust their approach. By making this shift early, you're not just protecting your grades. You're protecting your time, your mental health, and your future career opportunities. It's the smartest way to work. Thanks for watching. If this resonated with you, give this video a like and subscribe for more tips on how to study smarter, not just harder. See you in the next one.